at 67129. We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. The first hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com. Now, here is your host, Johnny Radio himself, John Harden.
Yo, welcome into Sports 56 Happy Hour with your good buddy Johnny Radio. You know Gabe Coons with us. Follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and the IG. Follow Gabe at G_Coons71. I'm at Johnny_Radio. Busy show today, man. Oh, my goodness. We got games right now. We've got games tomorrow, and basically everybody knows tomorrow's Turkey Day. And while this Thanksgiving maybe basically, well, let's just say it's quite unique due to the Rona, the one constant, we will have nonstop gambling from basically this morning all the way through tomorrow night and the weekend. It's going to be great, and fantasy sports as well. So I hope you get your turkey, your pumpkin pie, and get your game on. We've got a lot to be thankful. The Tigers are playing like right now. They're starting up. They're getting ready to play the Gales. We also have today on the show Jason Mezrahi. He's with WinDailySports.com. That's at 2 o'clock. He's made millions off the daily fantasy. He's in a media corporation. He's written a book. They've got everything you need to take your sports, basically excitement, your love of sport, and turn it into a profit. Check him out at WinDailySports.com. He's joining me at 2 o'clock today. But right now, the Tigers, they're going to tip this bad boy off, so we're going to get ready to start the 2020 season. In Sioux Falls, South Dakota, they're playing the St. Mary's Gales. They're also coached by the man Randy Bennett. The Gales are going to try to slow things down today, Gabe. The Tigers are going to try to speed things up. There's tons of questions out there. How will Musa go from playing at Lausanne to playing in the big boys, playing in the big time? A lot of athletes need a little bit of time. Some need less. Some need more. Is he going to start out fast? Is he going to start off slow? I don't know, but let's just be patient. Let's get ready. I think DJ is going to be out there dominating. We're going to see what the backcourt looks like. What's the backcourt rotation going to look like? What's it going to look like at the end of the game? Who's in the game in the last 5 minutes? We're going to have to find out all this going forward, but basketball is in full swing. Today, we're also going to talk about Lamar Jackson, his contract. What do the Ravens do? By the way, why am I bringing up the Ravens, man? Why the Ravens? Why the Ravens? One, they have a quarterback issue. Two, their game versus the Steelers has been moved to Sunday after, I would say, an abundance of caution due to COVID. Now, I don't know what changed from this morning, but I saw like they had an issue. The running backs, that's an issue. They had a few other players, that's an issue. They're moving this bad boy off of Thanksgiving. That means they must be having more issues that I don't know about because that's a big-time money game. They're moving this bad boy to Sunday. We're going to have morning football. We're going to have afternoon football into the evening, but it'll probably end around, 7-ish. The game will be starting at 3:30, so, yeah, it'll be over by 7. But it's going to be a fun Thanksgiving. Tons of things to be thankful for. It's 67129. Hit me up. Tell me what it is. What's your favorite dish for Thanksgiving? Or what is your favorite thing you like to do? And what do you think the Tigers are going to do this year? Hardenwood today is going to be a lot of fun as well. There is some wacky stuff going on.
I must say, I'm disappointed the Ravens and Steelers is getting moved. I understand why.
I am too.
But now we have to watch some of the worst teams in the NFL square off, and we don't get any good football.
You mean you're not ready to watch the football team and the Cowboys?
Not particularly, no.
What about the Texans and the
Although
Lions?
the winner of that takes sole possession of the NFC East.
By the way, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
Why are they called cowboys if they ride horses? Like, shouldn't they be called horse boys? Doesn't make sense to me. Anyway,
I need answers.
I need answers. Texans, Lions, they both stink. So, yeah, tomorrow we have two kind of crummy games. But you know what? You still have your fantasy football, and you know how to make those games a little exciting? Throw a little action on it, buddy. I don't care who's playing. I will watch it. Put it this way. By the way, you want to know something else that's weird going on in sports? Did you hear about this thing that's going on at Vandy?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
Female kicker.
First time a female,
Possibly.
If she takes a snap, it will be the first snap taken
But
by a female in Power 5 football.
their starting kicker is not with the team, right? And then their backup's 3 for 7. They have one more guy, but apparently she has actually been
Doing
kicking
better.
well.
Well, they say
at
she's been
practice.
booting it, kind of, is how they're basically saying it. Like, she's got a leg, man. She can kick that junk. She's the goalie.
Speaking of booting things, there have been 4 games booted overnight.
Ugh. Get ready to get your bad news. Everybody, get ready. Remember, I told y'all to be thankful for a lot. Remember those things to be thankful as Gabe drops you all the games that are canceled.
Well, we have some American Athletic Conference games, pretty important ones, being canceled or postponed. I think they might end up making up. At least the Tulsa at Houston game, that has been postponed. Cincinnati at Temple canceled. And outside of that, you have Utah at Arizona State being canceled and Minnesota at Wisconsin being canceled. That's the big one because Wisconsin is now ineligible for the Big Ten championship because of this cancellation.
That is just unbelievable. And by the way, we're getting very used to things like this. Now, I will tell you also, if you're a Tiger fan, I know a lot of Tiger fans who if you watch nightly news, you would be scared for the Tigers in Sioux Falls, wouldn't you? Like, don't they have one of the highest positivity rates in the country, if not the world?
Yeah, they do. As of last week, it was 58%. I haven't checked the numbers since then, but very high positivity rate in South Dakota.
All you have to do is say, ouch. But you know what time it is? It's almost time for us to get in the box and start the lead off. But before I do, I got to remind you, without these people, I am nothing. And I'm talking about you and my sponsors. But I want to remind you, I bring these people to you to help you live your life better. Chad Gatlin can do that. Whenever lightning strikes, or water damages your house, or some dude rear ends you. You don't want that, I know that. But if it happens, at least you're going to have somebody you can depend on. You're going to have the powers of Farmers Insurance. You're going to have the knowledge and the actual help from somebody that's right here in the city of Memphis. Chad Gatlin, MemphisFarmers.com. Fast quote today. Auto, home, life, business, everything you can imagine. He'll take care of it for you, and you can always call him at 901-235-1176. That's 901-235-1176. Call Chad at MemphisFarmers.com or get that fast quote today. MemphisFarmers.com. Gabe, let's lead this John off.
So Tigers are going to tip off momentarily against St. Mary's. We'll give you an update at the end of the segment. But again, opening game, Bad Boy Mowers Crossover Classic. Certain amount of controversy around it because of the high positivity rate with COVID-19 in South Dakota. But they play St. Mary's. Nonetheless, they stayed in it. We'll see what happens with that tournament. But what should the expectation be for this Tigers team heading into this COVID-19 riddled 2020-21 season?
It's interesting I was talking about horse boys because I don't want you to beat a dead horse. I don't want to sound like a dead horse either. I just feel like right now the NCAA has put out what your goal is, and that's to get 13 games in so the committee can think about selecting you to of what? Well, we call it the 64, now it's 68, whatever. We want to be in March Madness, the Dead Gum Tournament. We want to fill out our brackets, and the Tigers need to get at least to the second weekend. This is crucial. They got 2 dudes who were drafted. Yo, what's up, Precious? What's up, James? Golden State, Miami Heat, NBA talent. Yes, recruiting's going well for Penny, but they need to be in a tournament. They need to be seen. These guys need to go and step it up. It will be very important for this team. And to get into that tournament, 13 games. They're going to Sioux Falls, which is dangerous because of the positivity rate. But it ain't like they're playing in front of people. It isn't like there's going to be a lot of people. They're masking up. They're in a private plane. I don't have issues with it. I know one team already had some issues. There's situations going on in Sioux Falls. But I'm going to tell you a little secret. This year in college basketball, every week there's going to be a situation. Every day me and Gabe come on the air, he the situation, the bad news man, is probably going to have to break in the show and talk about another game being canceled. There are so many games in college basketball, it's not even funny. Did you look at the scores when you got up, basically, this morning? Because I'm not playing with you. You will laugh so hard when you hear about this. But do you know some of the teams that played, like Florida College, Morehead State? I love that. Everybody knows them, but they have to play Kentucky tonight. But I just like mentioning them. But you had like Abilene Christian, Towson, all these little bitty schools. They're all playing basketball right now. And the reason is because there's so many dead gum. Do you know who Kenny State is? They're playing New Hampshire. Do you know Florida National? They're playing Georgia Southern, but you also have Florida College playing. You have North Dakota playing Miami. I mean, there's Prairie View. There's so many colleges out there. You get 13 games in, that's all that matters. And did you know they had 2 teams that weren't supposed to play each other that hooked up and they're going to play each other like tonight? You're going to have a lot of that. If you got two coaches who got healthy players and their team cancels on them, they're going to try to find anybody around the country that they can just play, because it's about getting to the number 13 between now and March.
The reason I ask this is because last year, I think, especially for Memphis fans, there was never a moment where they tempered expectations after the James Wiseman fallout, right? So I think there was a lot of people when he was, part of the roster, part of the starting 5, saying, oh, Final Four or bust, Sweet 16 or bust. I think this year, given the situation with COVID-19, there needs to be some level of tempering, right, of expectations. There needs to be an understanding of what these guys are going through and everything like that. You say second weekend of the tournament. I think that's a fair assessment based on the talent they have, based on what they have coming back. They should be better. I'm curious what the starting 5 is going to look like, but we will know just momentarily.
Any second here, as the Gales in Memphis are getting ready to tip it up in the Bad Boy Motors Crossover Classic from Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Now,
one other thing I got to say. I was ticked off, and I know FanDuel people are mad. No, you couldn't bet on Memphis today.
That was interesting.
I couldn't find it.
It was on all the other sports books. It was on all the other sports books. I think they finally, the number was moving overnight last night. It ended up at 5.5 in Memphis' favor. Now, college football playoff last night, we had the announcement of the top 25. Not all that surprising, but there were some interesting decisions, I think, made. BYU was the big one. They were sitting at 14, even though they've played more games than anybody, 9 games. Obviously, the talent on their schedule is probably not that great. Georgia was sitting at 9, even though they don't really have signature wins. But here is the top 4. 1 Bama, 2 Notre Dame, 3 Clemson, 4 Ohio State. Ohio State is still 4, even though Clemson lost that game to Notre Dame. What are your thoughts on the premier college football playoff rankings in 2020?
Honestly, I thought if you saw my tweets last night that they were literally in the 420 hippie lettuce when they were smoking. I didn't like it after 6. I mean, after actually 7. The tops are really good. Like Alabama, Notre Dame, we had that. We agreed. Clemson and Ohio State, we switched. No big deal. Texas A&M, I had 5. Florida, I had 6. Cincinnati, I had 7. I did have BYU all the way up at 8. Northwestern at 9. And I had, Oregon. I had Oregon at 10 because I figured they just put a pack in there. Now, you look at this bad boy. After they get to, after 8, I can understand Northwestern. I can deal with Cincinnati. Georgia does not deserve to be number 9. Miami does not deserve to be 10. Oklahoma, 11. Nada. I'm sorry. BYU all the way at 14. They could have continued to drop. They don't play a game till December 12th. Give them a little bit more love in the very first one. They are 9-0. Who else in the country is 9-0? Alabama's beating the brakes off of people in the SEC. Average margin of victory, 30 points. But the best margin of victory in the country is BYU. No, they don't play in the SEC, but they do have Zach Wilson. They are 9-0. You're not going to have them playing in a New Year's Bowl if you just start them up a little bit higher and just let them fall when they're not playing. Now, the other things I got to talk about. Wisconsin at 16, after what they've done, they have 2 wins and a butt-whipping by Northwestern. Graham Mertz threw 3 picks and a fumble. Lost. He also fumbled the ball and didn't lose that one. That was one of the worst games I've seen Wisconsin play. The fact that they're 16 is stupid, and Texas at 17 is also stupid. I don't like this. I don't understand also. I mean, heck, Coastal Carolina's at 20. Marshall's at 21. That's kind of cute. Auburn's ranked too high. I don't like the top 25, to be honest with you, basically from 9 on.
I always laugh, though, and obviously we talk to Alex, my brother, every Friday. He covers Iowa State. Iowa State, I thought, was too high, considering Louisiana, the team that beat them to open the season, is not even in the top 25. And then also Iowa, I think they default.
How'd they get 24?
And I think this is
they're 3-2.
I know, that's what I'm saying. This happens every year where they default to Iowa and just put them in it for whatever reason. They don't have good wins. I need to remind you, they've actually lost to Purdue and Northwestern. I don't really understand some of these decisions. But again, I think every time the first week of the college football playoff rankings, we always have these debates, and it seems to sort itself out in the end.
Cincinnati and, by the way, Tulsa are also canceled. If you just
and
want
also,
to
pet peeve of
kind
mine, I'm tired of hearing about how Cincinnati can't stick in there with the big boys because they lost to Ohio State 42-0 last year.
That was last year.
Do we realize that Indiana lost to Ohio State 51-10 last year, and then you saw the game last week, 42-35. But that's just a little pet peeve of mine that came up last night.
That is annoying as well.
Very, very bad takes coming out of the first week of the college football playoff.
I agree with you 100%, and I will honestly say this too. For the people out there saying that Notre Dame can lose to Clemson as long as it's a one-score game, they should still be able to stay in. Shut up. That's an elimination game. They're not going to put both of those teams back in. I don't even want to hear it. And the only thing that could cause absolute chaos is if Northwestern drops Ohio State and Florida drops Alabama. Then you would have a lot of controversy. But I don't see either one of those things happening, let alone both.
Now, I know that Cincinnati just got canceled this week.
Against
but
Tulsa.
I'm telling you, is Temple.
I'm in Temple.
But I'm telling you, that BYU-Cincy game could go
Tulsa's
a long
the
way.
last game of the year.
But that BYU-Cincy game, the winner would be blessed. I think that thing, if they had the opportunity, should be scheduled, just because I think it helps the winner out a lot in regards to getting into a possible situation for college football playoff.
That's a great idea, actually.
Yeah, but with the cancellation
because I
this
want to
week,
see Zach Wilson. That would be so cool.
Against
I would
a good
love
defense
to
like
see
that.
Zach Wilson play against a good defense of Cincinnati. I want to see how good this kid
But
is.
obviously with the cancellation, you see that Cincy's probably having some issues, so probably not going to be a possibility.
Oh, it would be so cool.
But now let's go to the NFL, and there might be trouble in Tampa Bay. I must say. ESPN NFL reporter Dan Graziano got on Get Up this morning, and he said that the tension between Tom Brady and head coach Bruce Arians is actually real.
Get up!
Arians, of course, has had a lot of media availability where he seemingly, what would you say, blames Tom Brady for a lot of the issues with the Bucs offense, not hitting deep shots and things like that. How serious do you think this should be taken, and do you think there is actually a real rift between Arians and Brady?
Heck to the yes. Can I tell you why? Bruce Arians, and I quote, Tom can do a better job of utilizing the deep ball. We got guys open. It's just a matter of on Sundays hitting them. He's hitting them in practice. He's also looking confused out there. Whoa. Bruce Arians said he looked confused out there. Did you know that? Whoa. Bruce Arians. But can I tell you a little secret? I don't blame Bruce Arians. Did you know the most incompletions since week 1, like in 2017 on balls that are 15 yards or more down the field, happens to be the only Tom Brady? And did you know the other night when they played the Rams, he was 1 for 9 on balls 15 yards or more downfield with 2 INTs. So he is the worst deep ball passer since 2017. It's 2020. Now, I know he's got Mike Evans, who's a beast. I know he's got Chris Godwin. I know he's got Antonio Brown and Cameron Brate. And, my man Gronk, what's up? He's got all kinds of peeps out there. Ronald Jones in the backfield and Trent Richardson, a.k.a. Leonard Fournette, a.k.a. Trent Richardson. We're going to talk about him in a minute, too. But Tom Brady is not playing up to snuff. He's playing like a 43-year-old quarterback. He looks old out there. He's not making the decisions. I told you, Y'all watched the Rams game. He short hopped. He took the snap. He put the ball up to his ear. He turned and was throwing a 5-yard out. Again, this is a ground ball to a pitcher who's throwing it to first base. It would have been like the pitcher short hopped the first baseman, because he literally threw it straight into the ground. I'm surprised the ball did not hit his deadgum tight end in the butt. It was bad. His deep routes, he's throwing the ball out of bounds, not even giving Mike Evans, the beast, an opportunity. Tom Brady, we have to be honest, is if he's the GOAT, when he was playing well with Bill Belichick and the Patriots and winning Super Bowls, right now with Tampa Bay, Bruce Arians tried one thing. This organization's tried one thing. They brought in Tom Brady as the most coveted free agent in a long time to do one thing, and that's to win a championship and go for it all. They got Antonio Brown. They got Gronk. They got Leonard Fournette. They got everything. And you know what? Their defense is, by the numbers, playing pretty well. Tom Brady got the ball back with 2 minutes left. He's not supposed to go throw an interception. By the way, he was 1 again of 9 against the Rams on balls over 15 with 2 INTs. Tom Brady's not playing good football. Do you remember the Bears game? By the way, he's not shaking people's hands. He's a sore loser. You think that I don't believe that him and Bruce Arians are having trouble? Tom Brady played for a coach that never said anything but, on to the next game. Like he was Darth Visor. He was Darth Crazy Lunatic with the cutoff. I mean, Bill Belichick didn't say anything about his quarterback. He didn't say anything about his team. He's the most bland person in the world, but Bruce Arians is calling it like he sees it. Tom Brady ain't used to this. I bet you it's driving him crazy. I bet he wasn't happy about Derek Jeter's mansion. He's like, I can't believe people can get that close to my house. I didn't know it wasn't private. People are pulling down there and loading their jet skis in the bay. They can see up into my house. Oh, no, Tom. You don't think Tom doesn't like things the way he likes it? He's not playing well. And there's one other thing I got to say, though. Tom Brady shouldn't be the only one called out. And Bruce Arians, you need to turn to Twitter. Have you seen what's going on Twitter right now with Leonard Fournette and Trent Richardson? It is hilarious because guess what? Trent Richardson, people are on Twitter saying that Leonard Fournette owes Trent Richardson an apology for making Trent Richardson trend today, because Leonard Fournette, his vision is awful. He misses every hold, and he does what Trent Richardson does. He just runs in the back of somebody or runs right into somebody. And he's trending because Leonard Fournette, he left Jacksonville for a reason. He's not a good running back in the National Football League. But you do have Ronald Jones, and you have every wide receiver in the world. And that defense ain't bad. Tom Brady, you got to step up. Bruce Arians is calling you out. And yes, I'm sure it's rubbing you the wrong way. Coming up next, we're going to talk about Lamar Jackson, some college basketball. What's going on with the Tigers, Gabe?
It is 14-13. They are down early to St. Mary's. 14-13.
Told you he's a bad news specialist. We'll be right back. Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
Sports Time with Wallow and Stacks. Weekdays from 3 to 6 on Sports 56, 98.5 FM and 96.1 FM.
In today's world, a lot is going on, but one thing is always true. You need to take care of yourself. The Skin Clinics can help. Age, diet, genetics, and current events can conspire to make you look and feel much older than you are. It doesn't have to be that way. Call the Skin Clinics and let their expertly trained nurses, estheticians, and staff choose the treatment that best suits you and your pocket. There's so much you can do. Consider skin resurfacing and rejuvenation, lash extensions and specialty brows, injectables, medical-grade chemical peels, laser hair reduction, waxing, facials, makeup applications, and even services just for men. The Skin Clinics has it all in a caring, safe environment, always observing current social distancing guidelines. Go to theskinclinic.com to find out more and call today for your appointment at 901-345-SKIN. That's 901-345-SKIN. Taking care of yourself is good for you and your loved ones. Come to the Skin Clinics, 1300 Wolf Park Drive in Germantown.
There's no place like home for the holidays, or HomeDepot.com for holiday decor, with Black Friday prices inside and out, like artificial Christmas trees starting at just $39.98, or outside lights and playful inflatables to bring joy to the neighborhood. Order online, and you'll even get free delivery. Holiday decorating improved. with a wide assortment of holiday decor from HomeDepot.com. How doers get more done. Free standard shipping on most online orders over $45. Some exclusions apply while supplies last.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. You've heard me talk about how we offer the best products, the best warranties, and the best services for years. Now let's talk about pricing. Pricing should never be the only reason you hire a contractor, but in today's world, pricing is always a consideration. So we suggest you get 2 or 3 estimates for your roof replacement from a reputable, licensed, and insured company, and then give us a call. If we can't beat your best price for a comparable roof system by more than $100, we'll give you $100. It's that simple. We are so sure we can offer you the best price, beating all other qualified companies. We will hand you $100 if we can't, and thank you for the opportunity. So give us a call. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Make $100? Fiveash Roof Services, a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Fiveash Roof Services, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing is what we do. We're here for you.
All 36-month leases, $31.49 due at signing, 0 security deposit, 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage, $650 acquisition fee, Forte, LE 242,174, MSRP 20,505, sold, M7755, 682, MSRP 20,315, K5, MG 003,199, MSRP 25,725, K900, MSRP 65,610, L60 26,907, L60 21,220, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax on license with approved credit offer valid through 11/30/2020, dealer stock only, warranty is a limited powertrain warranty, see Kia.com or retailer for details.
It's time for the Kia Holiday Sales Event and time to command the season in your new ride from Goss at Kia South on Mount Moriah. 2020 Kia Forte, just $133 a month lease. 2021 Kia Soul, only $148 a month lease. Plus 2021 Kia K5, only $189 a month lease. And they're all 36 months, $31.49 due at signing. And don't miss the 2020 Kia K900. We got it at $10,000 off MSRP. So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia, 2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMoriah.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
First Bank is here to help you. Whether you're a business looking for a loan to expand or refinance an existing one, a homeowner looking for a mortgage or home equity line, a consumer wanting to finance your dream car, or wanting a competitive rate on your CD deposits, let First Bank try to handle your banking needs. Stop into one of First Bank's 3 local branches today. 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or check them out online at firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Welcome back into Little Sports 56 Happy Hour with your good buddy Johnny Radio and Gabe Kuhn. Follow me at Johnny_Radio. Follow Gabe at G_Kuhn71. And don't forget to follow the show, Sports 56 WHBQ, on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram. I'm chilling in the Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. Family Leisure, 2120 Witten Road, just north of I-40. Don't forget the holiday sale is in full effect. Check it out. And also, I got to tell you, Memphis Tigers are in full effect. Gabe, do you want to give some good news for once?
Tigers have pulled ahead. They just went to the under 8 timeout. It is 19-16 Tigers.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Go Tigers, go! The Gales are not making very many shots, but the Tigers did have some ugly offensive possessions. The starting lineup, I believe, from what we've heard from the people out there, like Drew and everybody, you had Musa, you had DJ, you had Lester Quinones, you had Landers, Nale, and Alo start this bad boy. Not bad, but everybody's come in. Boogie right now has made a couple plays off the bench, and Tigers right now leading the Gales. College basketball is in full effect. It's so weird. But now it is time to talk a little bit more football. I've told y'all. We've talked so many games are being canceled, but yes, the pro football game, the Ravens, they are not playing Pittsburgh anymore. And I'm going to ask you a weird question, maybe to some of y'all, but I want you to think about this and you tell the truth. Do you think there's an issue? Because I sure do. And I'm talking about Lamar Jackson. Do you know that next year, like this is the end of his 4-year contract. This year, they're going to have to pick up his 5th-year option. Do you know what that means? That means next year, he'll be an unrestricted free agent after that season. And do you know what happens after that? As an organization, you have to decide. Remember Dallas and Dak Prescott? Nope, he didn't want $200 million. He wanted more. Remember what Patrick Mahomes got? Lamar Jackson was an MVP. But do the Ravens actually have to look at certain situations? And I want to ask you a very hard question. Is this fair, but is it something they really have to look at? The guy coming off an MVP, do you want to think about honestly trying to trade him after this season or maybe during next year and trying to get a first-round draft pick and go get another quarterback? Because I want to know, do you believe Lamar Jackson can be a franchise quarterback? Can you build a winner around Lamar Jackson? And let me explain to you what I'm talking about. Think about Russell Wilson. Very simple. Russell Wilson. Do you remember the Legion of Boom? You do remember that, correct? Oh, yes. The Legion of Boom was really, really good. But guess what? They changed once they had to pay Russ. And now it's let Russ cook. It's a quarterback-centric team. They went out and got DK Metcalf. They got Tyler Lockett. Yes, they're trying to build a good defense basically through the draft. Yes, they brought Jamal Adams. He was not happy in the Jets. Weird situations. They're basically building this team around Russell Wilson. He's making fat cheddar. Are you ready to drop $180 to $200 million on Lamar Jackson? This is a run offense. They are a defensive team. You got to put a lot of pieces around Lamar Jackson to be successful. Is Lamar Jackson going to help you? Or is this going to be a situation, and this isn't necessarily his fault? I would say this is the GM's fault. And is this what will happen to the organization? And not because of a Bill O'Brien. Think about the Texans. They got Deshaun Watson, and they paid Deshaun Watson. He's making bank. But because Bill O'Brien was such a bad GM, I mean, he got rid of DeAndre Hopkins, and he got back an injured, sorry running back, David Johnson, and a crummy pick. Like, let's just get real about this thing. Bill O'Brien was horrible at his job. But right now, a good GM, he's going to be handicapped. The only way you can really rebuild the Texans is through the draft. You've already spent all your money on your quarterback. You should already have pieces there. Deshaun Watson doesn't have that window. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs. A lot of people are going to look at Patrick Mahomes and say, man, that's a huge contract. Technically, that's an actually team-friendly contract. If you actually look at it, the way it's structured, salary cap, the number of years, the way it's done, the Chiefs' window is so long, it's not even funny. It looks like a decade long, doesn't it? It looks like they could win a Super Bowl at any year in the next decade. When you get a franchise quarterback and you bring him in and you build pieces, you put the right pieces, you draft Clyde Edwards-Helaire, they got speed everywhere. When you got a decent defense, when you can do that, you can spend all that money on him, and still they're going to be able to get pieces to the draft to add to that team. But Lamar Jackson, they don't have any wide receivers. They got a couple of good tight ends. They got some good running backs. They got a good defense. But can you afford to pay him $180 to $200 million? Or is he closer to Mitch Trubisky? Because the Bears are going to part way with Mitch Trubisky. I guarantee you that. They ain't going to pay Mitch Trubisky a huge contract. He ain't getting no $180 million. But you don't think Lamar Jackson doesn't want $180 million after being an MVP? After this season, is he closer to an MVP? Or I hate to say it, is he closer to what Bill Polian, and I'm using the very extremes, because y'all remember basically Bill Polian said he'd be a wide receiver in the NFL. He was basically exiled off the ESPN, never heard from again. People said that was the dumbest thing. After he got the MVP, I don't know how many times I saw people put a picture of Lamar Jackson and like tweet at Bill Polian or like say, hey, Bill Polian, how do you like your wide receiver now? And this is crazy to think about it. But dude, are you leaning closer to Bill Polian and what an organization should do? Should they break the bank for Lamar Jackson? Or should they get picks for Lamar Jackson and try to go get their franchise quarterback through the draft? Because, man, look at these young quarterbacks. Justin Herbert, son. He's got a hose. That ball comes out of his hand like I haven't seen. Like, it reminds me of Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, Dan Marino. That ball is zipping out of his hands. Lamar Jackson, I don't look at him the way I look at Justin Herbert. And that's not good.
And you haven't even brought up, I think, the main point when you're talking about a second contract for Lamar. He runs a whole lot.
It's going to get injured, man.
And I'm not saying he's going to get injured, but the risk is much higher. Does he live out a full second contract at the money you're probably going to have to pay him? That franchise quarterback money is very high right now. And you brought up the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are an interesting thing to talk about because the Chiefs are an offensive-centric team. Mm-hmm. Everything revolves around their offense. Yeah, they have a decent pass defense, but they haven't invested a crazy amount of money in their defensive side of the ball. Whereas the Ravens, what are they built on? Running the ball and defense. And I don't know what Lamar will
Josh
look like.
Allen has taken the next step. Lamar hadn't.
I want to know what Lamar looks like next year throwing the ball. Because he's regressed this year, and it's not even close. You can't argue with me that he hasn't.
No, I agree.
And I think a lot of it has to do with NFL defenses starting to pick up on it. Okay, here comes a read option. Okay, they're going to run these deep routes. They run a seam route with Mark Andrews. We know what's coming. So I want to see if they can make adjustments next season, and I want to see how Lamar handles that. I want to see how Lamar, how his production looks a season from now. Because right now, I don't know if I'd pay him that big contract. It doesn't seem feasible to me.
Do you think they would almost end up being like basically the Eagles? I mean, they paid Carson Wentz that huge contract, and how many people are so tired of Carson Wentz it's not even funny? There was a question on Twitter. I don't remember even who posted it. I think it was ESPN. Would you rather have – it was ESPN because DK Metcalf and DJ Dallas, they both retweeted yes, kind of like trolling them. But the question was, are you ready to go to Jalen Hurts over Carson Wentz? And a lot of people from the Philadelphia, everybody and their grandmother from Philadelphia said yes. And how can you imagine Carson Wentz? He can actually throw the ball. He's pretty decently athletic. They're terrible because they paid Carson Wentz. They ain't got no wide receivers. Who does that sound like? They got a pretty good defense. They got Miles Sanders. They got no wide receivers. Baltimore, they got no wide receivers, got a pretty good defense and a tight end, and they can't win either. Like two teams that can't win. Carson Wentz is getting paid. Do you pay Lamar Jackson?
I want to point out this because you brought up the Seahawks too. Russell Wilson, when they won that Super Bowl, that defense ran the show. It was the Legion of Boom.
Did.
Russell Wilson was coming into his own. He was still a good player. Let's not get it twisted.
Him changing.
You could see his passing
progression,
go up. All of his numbers went up. His production went up. Whereas right now with Lamar Jackson, it's going off a cliff in year 2, right? And the difference is they paid Russell that money, and they lost every bit of defensive help they had. Look at their defense now.
Yeah.
Look at it.
It's horrible.
So the question I would pose is, do you think Lamar could win under those same circumstances? If they paid him that amount of money and the defense is gone, Will he be able to win with his arm? And the answer right now is a astounding no to me.
I'm with you 100,000%. You're going to think I'm crazy when I say this one, but you know what I would be doing if I'm Baltimore? Who's got the most picks, first-round picks in the NFL right now? The Miami Dolphins. Who's got a really good defense? The Miami Dolphins. Who looks like they're not unequivocally sold on Tua because they just pulled him? I know this is probably a long shot, but I'm picking up the damn phone and saying, hey, you want to swap quarterbacks and throw us a pick? Or heck, we'll give you Lamar Jackson. You and let Lamar Jackson and Tua fight it down in Miami. Can we just get a first-round pick and off this contract? And you let Miami pay for the fifth-year option. You go out and draft, heck, I don't know, Wilson, Trevor. There's Justin Fields. There's quarterbacks out the frame. Trey Lance. Maybe you have to go a different direction. I just can't. If I'm an organization and I'm thinking to myself, what's the fastest path for me to get back to winning football? And we've already won with Trent Dilfer, a great defense, and all kinds of other ways. I'm looking at Lamar going, I just can't tie up $180 million in a guy who runs the ball 13 times a game and only completes 55% of his passes.
And we've seen the running-type quarterbacks phase out. Cam Newton is not what he once was. He had an MVP season, fell off. Robert Griffin, when he came in the league, was a stud for a minute, got hurt.
Bam.
Right? And I'm not trying to say that Lamar can't get it done, that Lamar can't grow. He can.
I'm saying, can he do it if he's getting paid $180 million? I don't think you can.
But also, it's very concerning to go from year one as a starter to year two as a starter and have this amount of a fall off in production.
And again, don't forget, you have to pick up his fifth-year option if you want to just see him next year, and you pick him up, I think, to trade it to get a first-round pick. And I know the Miami thing is just me. It's just me going off the top of my head. You know, stuff you hear on TV, them talking about, oh, they got so many first-round picks. Brian Flores is going to do a million things in Miami. I'm just was thinking of one situation really quickly off the top of my head, because if you don't believe that teams are moving on from quarterbacks really quickly, look at Arizona. Josh Rosen, ask him how fast they move on. 1 year, gone. Look at the Bears. They're done with the Mitch Trubisky experiment. And think about this, Titans fans. Remember when y'all were complaining that they moved on too fast from Marcus Mariota? Well, Ryan Tannehill's looking pretty good up there, isn't he? And now the other thing is Tampa Bay. Jameis Winston, first overall pick in the draft, national championship quarterback, can't even start. For New Orleans, when Drew Brees goes down, they give it to Taysom Hill. People are moving on from quarterbacks in the National Football League quicker and quicker and quicker. Why? Because after 4 years, you got to break the bank. Unequivocally, you do after 5. But, man, that's the window. You got 4 years, 5 at the most. But realistically, if you look at it, you could have 1, 2, or 3. We're coming back in 2 shakes. We got to talk college basketball, tell you what's going on with the Memphis Tigers. Also going to ask y'all, did you look at a few basketball teams this year? I'll give you the best basketball teams in the country and tell you if they're going to make it back to the national championship or if they're going to make it to the national championship period this year. Whatever you don't touch that dial, remember MemphisFarmers.com and Chad Gatlin, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com. We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM. As well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, tell Google or Alexa to play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned to real sports talk. Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
Make your next grill your last grill with the Big Green Egg. You can smoke, bake, roast, sear, or grill. It's amazing. Ceramic will not rust, but will provide the best radiant heat, keeping your food crisp on the outside and juicy on the inside. Just ask Big Green Egg users how great the food is. And it comes with a lifetime guarantee. Make your next grill your last grill by purchasing a Big Green Egg at any of the following stores: Cordova Ace Hardware, Hamilton's Fireplace and Grills, Garden Spas and Pool, Germantown Hardware, and East Memphis Ace Hardware.
Buy your next car or truck at Streamline Auto Smart. Your next smart decision. All credit welcome. Drive off in your new low-mileage pre-owned car or truck. From low-end cars to the most luxurious sports car. Ask about the 48-hour vehicle locator. Let Streamline Auto Smart do the looking for you. Close your deal within 1 hour. No waiting. It's quick and easy at Streamline Auto Smart. Your next smart decision. 2558 Mount Moriah. Call Streamline Auto Smart 901-235-8845. Your next smart decision.
Hey guys, when I look in the mirror and see too much gray hair, I go to Master Design Salon and get a gray reduction. A quick, easy, and affordable service that makes me look less tired and years younger. Master Design Salon is a certified, safe service establishment. We not only care about your looks, but your health too. Master Design Salon, 5149 Wheelers Drive, 685-2351. That's Master Design Salon, 5149 Wheelers Drive, 685-2351.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
When you are in need of quality jeans, shirts, and boots, think Frontier Western Store in Olive Branch. Frontier has thousands of square feet of merchandise at everyday low prices. Tons of jeans by Carhartt, Wrangler, and Ariat. Whether you're after classic denim jeans, dungarees, or work pants, you'll find it among Frontier's amazing selection of stylish modern fits. Flame-retardant jeans and shirts now available as well. Colder weather is on the way and Frontier is prepared with overalls, coats, and fleece jackets. Hundreds of jackets and coats in stock by Ariat. Inventory may be scarce this year, so come in today to grab yours while it's in stock. Don't forget the boots. Frontier boasts dozens and dozens of styles of boots. Work, dress, or play, come try on all the latest boot trends, as well as proven classics, Ariat, Durango, Dan Post, and many, many more. You are guaranteed to find your next favorite pair at Frontier. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, or shop online 24/7 at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Welcome back. It's Sports 56 Happy Hour on this beautiful hump day. Day before Thanksgiving. Also the day the Tigers have started their season. Sports 56 Happy Hour, Johnny Radio, Gabe Kuhn. And guess what? The story this year, at least for the first half, but maybe the new saying in Memphis will be, yo, you got a boogie. Yo, you got a boogie. No, I got a boogie. Because Boogie Ellis, 4 for 4 from downtown.
Actually, with that, sorry
5
to
for
break
5.
in.
5 for 5.
Yes.
He had a half-court shot before halftime. He's now 5 for 5 from downtown. He's got 20 points. 20 of the Tigers, 42 points in the first half. Tigers lead the Gales 42-26. No other Tiger has, guess what, more than 6 points except for my man, Boogie. Dude, that's amazing.
We saw, and I want to be cautiously optimistic about this because we know that Boogie was a 5-star. We know he was committed to Duke. We know how much talent he has. We know he can shoot the 3 ball. But early last year, he had a couple games. I remember NC State was a big one where he came out firing like this. You just hope it sticks, game to game. And the consistency starts to pick up for him.
He was a freshman. Everybody knows this, especially even you, Gabe. I mean, you were playing so recent, it's still fresh. You know what it was like the first time you walked into Memphis from high school. It was a heck of an adjustment. Yes, you started, you played, and all that good stuff. You're a baller, but everybody has a little bit of growing, and last year Boogie didn't quite grow and blossom what the people expected. I expect this year him to be a full-grown booger. What do you think?
Booger, whatever. I think he's been this first half. He looks absolutely ridiculous. I don't think we can expect 5 for 5 from 3 in every half of basketball he plays.
Well, yeah, one of them was from half court, pretty much.
But I will say he's absolutely unconscious. You just want to see the consistency. If he can be their guy, especially he came off the bench today. If he can be their guy, who consistently gives you a good scoring output, that could be very, very vital for this team.
Man, I'll tell you one thing. I know it's early, and I know tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and I'm on the air right now, and I'm very excited. That first half, you gave the first score. Of course, you gave the loser score because you're bad news, Gabe. That made me upset. But once they took the lead, the Tigers just skyrocketed, and they took over that game. They were moving the ball quickly in transition. They started off very slow in offense. I thought they looked pretty bad in the first, 10 minutes of the basketball game. That second 10 minutes, they were getting up and down, and Boogie was nasty.
42-26 at halftime against the St. Mary's team, who is historically pretty solid. So we'll see what the second half brings, but the Tigers are definitely clicking pretty well right now.
Now, since we're talking about St. Mary's, we also want to talk about – I'm going to talk basketball. We're talking about college, and, St. Mary's, they play the Zags every single year. How many people out there believe the Zags are the best team in the country? I know there's a lot of people out there. Do you think this is the year that Mark Few can get it done? He's got some 5-star point guard, Jalen Suggs, who's supposed to be awesome. They were really good last year. They basically lost one dude. So this could be the year that the Zags are, playing in the Final Four. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Maybe Mark Few finally gets one. But you got Gonzaga's up there in the top 4. You have Baylor, who's looking really good this year. Ken Palm has them listed as number 1. The USA Today coaches poll has them listed as number 1. And by the way, the Baylor Bears returned 4 starters from last season. And then, of course, they have Jared Butler. He's the Big 12 preseason player of the year. So I expect them to be a monster. And then, of course, how could you not talk about Villanova? They're going to try and get their 3rd championship in the last 5 years. My man Jay Wright's been a baller shot caller. I would say this team looks a little more like the 2016 team. They are deep across the board. They're going to be tough as heck. The 2018 team, I thought it was more top-heavy. They had a couple elite scorers. They just weren't as deep. So I think Nova's up there. And then, of course, Virginia. I was looking at Virginia or Iowa, and I wanted to bring up Iowa because of your brother, Gabe, because we're going to talk to your brother on Friday. We're going to talk about Zach Wilson.
And they also do have the preseason player of the year in Luka Garza.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say Luka Garza, and that's exactly what I was going to bring up. They're a very deep group, but can I tell you something? They're dead gum Iowa. You know what I mean?
And the truth of the matter is, with that team, outside of Luka Garza, you have a couple of guys who can play. The coach's son, McCaffrey is one of them, but they are not a deep team when you compare them to the rest of the teams in the top 25.
So you know who I'm going to go with as my number 4? And I can't believe I'm doing this because I hate this team. But ever since Snoop Dogg brought those poles in and ladies to dance and shot cash up into the crowd, and the way Kansas is basically like, yeah, you busted us cheating, but no, we don't cheat. I'm just like, hey, what up, Kansas? Go for it. Might be the last time the Jayhawks are good for a long time. Those are at least the top 4, I think, in the country. But you know what? The Tigers right now in Boogie are balling. They're beating St. Mary's 43-26. Boogie hit a 3-pointer at the buzzer. He's got 20 points in the first half, 5 for 5 from downtown. Tigers are beating the Gales. We're coming back. Oh, yes. I can't wait for this one. Jason Mezrahi from Win Daily Sports is next. Never forget MemphisFarmers.com and Chad Gatlin. Auto, home, life, business, whatever you need. Have the power of farmers, the knowledge of Memphis, and always somebody you can trust. 901-235-1176 in your time of need. Make sure you have a friend to call, 901-235-1176, or get a fast quote today at MemphisFarmers.com. We'll be back in 2 shakes. Hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
Napa know-how.
At Napa, you can get 20% off 3 or more items with the $4.99 Napa Tool Bag. Yep, 20% off power tools, 20% off wipers, 20% off oil, and more. It's a whole bag of tricks. Well, actually, it's one trick over and over again, but it's a good one, saving you 20% on 3 or more items. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating locations, exclusions apply. May not be combined with other offers. Offer ends 11/30/20.
Spend the holidays at home this year with a little help from Family Leisure. Family Leisure has so many spas in stock and hundreds more on order. Now's your time to really save big. Huge savings on pool tables, game tables, arcades, massage chairs, and a whole lot more. Buy a pool now and save the 2021 price increase. Plus, you'll get early installation scheduling. The Holidays at Home sale happening now at Family Leisure, Whidden Road at I-40, where family and fun come together for the holidays. Hey, sports fans, you already know about the great steaks at the Butcher Shop Steakhouse, a Memphis tradition since 1981. They specialize in hand-cut aged beef right over that hickory charcoal. But did you know the Butcher Shop also has great seafood items, from fresh Atlantic salmon with dill sauce, pan-seared red snapper with sautéed shrimp and Cajun cream sauce, Canadian cold water lobster tails, crab stuffed shrimp, homemade lump crab cakes, and a whole lot more. Oh, and don't forget the Fresh Burger Fridays for only $8.95. Come in, enjoy a fantastic dinner at the Butcher Shop. If you need a great private party, the Butcher Shop is your place. 6 different private rooms, seating from 12 to 250, all equipped with audio-visual. Rehearsals, business dinners, lunch, and weddings. You call the Butcher Shop at 901-757-4244. Or you can visit the website at butchershop.com. Just drop in, 107 South Germantown Parkway.
When you visit Navy Liquor at 7866 Highway 51 in Millington, you'll be treated like family by friendly, knowledgeable staff. Select are your favorite bourbon, vodka, scotch, beer, tequila, gin, and rum, as well as wines from all over the world. An amazing selection of sakis, too. Coldest beer in town. Beer kegs are available. Any beer, any wine, any liquor. You got the Navy Liquor hookup. Come see us, holiday or any other occasion. Navy Liquor, corner of Highway 51 and Navy Road in Millington.
All 75 months at 2.99 Mirage, LHO 10130, MSRP 16565, G4, LHF 12118, MSRP 17435, Outlander LZ 038819, MSRP 381, Outlander PEV qualifies for a 5,836 federal tax credit. Consult your tax advisor. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax filing license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/30/2020. Dealer stock only.
The 2020 year-end sales event is on at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. 2020 Mitsubishi Mirage. Buy for $11,100 or $99 a month. 43 MPG Highway. A Mirage you can't miss with 2020 G4, 41 MPG Highway, $139 a month, or buy for $12,435. Plus, crossover with 4x4 off-road capabilities with 74 MPG. 2020 Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in hybrid EV, $27,838 or $359 per month. And 10 years of confidence with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Get to Gossett Mitsubishi today, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
I'm a big fan of Town Village, and there is always something to do year-round. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, theme dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
What are you trying to do to me, Gabe? I can't believe that's what you're bringing me back to. You're in trouble now. Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm just playing. Now, it is Turkey Day tomorrow, and I will tell you, there's still a lot to be thankful out there, I can tell you. I know it's a very weird situation with the Rona, but we do have gambling. We also have fantasy sports, and I hope you get a lot of turkey and pumpkin pie as well. And we also today, I brought on a new guest, and it's Jason Mesrahi. He's at WinDailySports.com. That's WinDailySports.com. Now, I'll tell you one thing. They do everything from daily fantasy to DFS to these sports books. They do gambling. He knows everything about everything. My man has victories on DraftKings, FanDuels, payouts of like $300,000 and more. He's done everything, including writing a book. He also will tell you and give you an idea of how to basically realistically gamble. I'm going to bring him on to tell you all these things. They have a great motto, and I'll let him tell you a little bit more. But Jason, how are you doing today?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. It's a good time to be alive. We got some football tomorrow. We had football on Monday, and then we get football again on Sunday. Got some college sports mixed in between. So it's a good time to be alive. I'm thankful that I get to talk sports with you today. And basically, we're still watching sports. Like you said, the run is out there. I hope everybody's safe down by you in Tennessee. We're dealing with it up in New York as well. But like I said, sports are here, and it's a good time to be alive, man. You're here. We're here. Let's talk some sports.
Man, let's do it, Jason. Now, I will tell you something. I want to tell a little bit about what it is that you do over at WinDailySports.com, who you are and everything. I will say that this is a different type of place. Like, you don't just call a number. He's not going to give you picks. And just like, yo, here it is. These are the games, couple stars, 4 stars, 10 stars. No, you go out there and you get information. And I'm talking about from your daily fantasy lineups, if you're into FanDuel or DraftKings, to if you're on the sports book like BetMGM, FanDuel, DraftKings, all the other sports books that are out there. And by the way, I don't know if you know this, Jason, sports gambling is now legal in Tennessee. It's been a lot of fun, and we got games tomorrow. But before I get into all that, tell the people like how you got into this. How you turned your sports passion into profits.
Yeah, basically, just like everybody else, about 8-9 years ago, I started hearing the commercials for DraftKings and FanDuel, and when I heard about it, I'm like, this was meant for me. You combine sports, you combine running your own business and money and gambling all into one. And with sports gambling, I always enjoyed it. I love going to casinos. I love playing roulette or blackjack or poker. But with daily fantasy, it provided a way, unlike season long, where you're playing for a couple $100 or maybe $1,000, and you have to wait the entire season to get paid out, and get injuries and all these other negative things that can happen to you throughout the season. And it all got wrapped into one day. And then on top of that, you never really had to like force your bets. You played your lineups, say at 1 o'clock on Sunday, and you waited all day to see what happened. So you don't go back in at 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock and chase down all these games if you have a bad day. So I felt like it was just like a perfect system. And back when I first started around 8 years ago, there wasn't all these resources out there and all these sites like Win Daily and 20, 30, 40 other providers out there providing content. So you're kind of on your own. There was a learning curve, and I got hit just like everybody else, lost a couple $100, then lost $1,000. The next thing you know, I'm like, this is kind of tough. But once you got past that learning curve and you really realize that there's an edge to doing research and deciding on what matchups were better, what value plays are stepping in for injured players, and who's got these great matchups, there's a real edge that when you're going against a sports book in a casino and you're going against Vegas or now like locally in several states you can gamble, you're going against a casino typically with rake and the vig. You don't have much of an advantage unless you get hot, you go through a couple hot streaks or you hit a crazy parlay to pay out. But when you're going against other people, some people are building lineups based on their favorite players or their favorite team. Well, I'm a big Derrick Henry fan. I'm going to play him today, and that's not always what it takes to do well and be profitable. But what we do is we provide analytics, projection models, lineup optimizers, cheat sheets, and what we really do better than anybody else out there is we have an expert chat where it's 24/7, 365. You have access to myself and about 25 other guys from across the country that I recruited, that I've seen them play. I've seen their profit statements month after month, making thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars. I put together this team of great guys who are as passionate about sports as you and I are, and we really go in every single day. Every sport is not just NFL. It's PGA sweats with the Masters, NASCAR, basketball, baseball when it comes back around, even esports. Daily fantasy has been a gift to my family, and I feel blessed to be a part of this whole movement of everybody, being involved in sports. And for somebody like myself who played sports all my life and had to give up on that dream, this is a way back into the industry, and I love it, man.
Man, I'll tell you one thing. Everybody out there, if you're not pumped up, I know I'm pumped up. I love playing fantasy sports. I love gambling. Everybody knows that, the listeners to the show. We talk about it pretty much constantly. And you can also get a book because Jason's also an author. It's Win Daily. Winning at Daily Fantasy, Sports and Life. And don't forget, go to windailysports.com because, again, they got a Thanksgiving special. You got the Black Friday 50% off. They got all kinds of things that are going on right now. But if you realistically want to build a winning lineup, you need to know the people to build around. Got to have some sleepers. But just talking about tomorrow's games real quick, we've lost the Pittsburgh and the Ravens game. If you're playing tomorrow, is there a quarterback that you want to build around other than Deshaun Watson?
So you know your stuff, Johnny. You really do. Deshaun Watson's the first guy that everybody's going to click on. I really love the matchup for him against the Lions defense. There's still ways to get different. On a 2-game slate, you don't have to fade the best quarterback and go with, Matt Stafford or Alex Smith or Andy Dalton. I still think Deshaun Watson will be the highest scoring quarterback. But look, if you want to pivot off of Deshaun, Matt Stafford is always in play. He's battling a thumb injury. Kenny Golladay is most likely not going to be there. T.J. Hawkinson is hurt and hobbled. We're waiting to hear from him. And then DeAndre Swift, if he's involved, that changes things too. But I think you're okay still going with Deshaun Watson and then just being different in other spots. Like most people will pair him with either Brandon Cooks or Will Fuller. I think you can play both of them. Don't feel like you can't go with both wide receivers and running it back with DeAndre Swift if he plays or T.J. Hawkinson. I don't mind going with one of the other quarterbacks, but I'd rather get different in other spots. If I'm just building one lineup, in most cases in a scenario like tomorrow, I want to build multiple lineups. So I will have shares of every single quarterback on this slate. So what I suggest to somebody starting off, instead of putting $100 in and putting it all on Deshaun Watson or one quarterback, at least have a couple of shares. So if you're going to go out there and put $100 in, put $10 lineups in or, 5 $20 lineups in. And I would go with like 2 or 3 Deshaun Watsons, 1 Matt Stafford, and then 1 of each other quarterback on the slate. It's a good way to, in case Deshaun Watson doesn't have this game like he had last week and threw for 300 and 3 touchdowns and run one in. If he has a mediocre game or good game and Andy Dalton going against a not great defense or Alex Smith not going against a good defense in Dallas, if they go out there and have a good game and they basically give you the salary savings to go out there and bolster your running backs and maybe be able to get Zeke and Antonio Gibson together or Terry McLaurin, which I really like as well, it'll give you an option to pivot somewhere else. You don't have to come off quarterback, but you nailed it. Deshaun Watson is the best player tomorrow. Everybody will be rostering him. He'll be the highest owned quarterback. And barring any kind of injury, he should finish with the most points.
Man, I'll tell you one thing. I could listen to you talk all day. This is Jason Mesrahi. He is the man with windailysports.com. Go check it out because it is totally different than anything you've ever seen. I've become part of their community. the one thing I can't get to all the stuff. You have to get his book. You have to go to windailysports.com. You got to be part of it to understand. But you kind of mentioned a little bit right there about money when you talked about $100. Don't go in, $100 in and all, one person and one thing. And you talked about splitting up your lineups. In your, on your website, in your book, you talk about basically how to manage your bankroll effectively. Do you want to just comment a little bit on that?
Yeah, with DFS, let's take sports betting out of the equation for a second. But just for DFS, a lot of people see, the DraftKings Millionaire Maker, and they're like, okay, it's $1 million first prize. I'm gonna just attack that tournament. But look, I've been playing every day. I might have taken off like 10 days in the entire year for the last 8 years, not playing, and I've never won $1 million. I'm not going to say I did. I've come close a couple of times, but it's really, really tough to take down $1 million. You got to see where the value is, and the best value on these slates, if you're starting off, are single entry contests.
Mm-hmm.
So these are contests that only myself and other people who are, professionals in the industry can only enter one time with one lineup. So that gives everybody at least a fair shake.
50-50.
And not to say, it's me versus you and 100 other people, but it's only one lineup versus one lineup against everybody else. So I would like to suggest to go with these single entry contests, whether it's a 100-man contest and everybody enters one lineup, or a 200, 300 member contest. That's what you should be targeting. Those are the easiest tournaments to cash and still have some upside. The 50-50s and double ups, you should have exposure to those games as well. So what I would suggest, if you have $100 that you're risking tomorrow on Thanksgiving, I would save some for Sunday, by the way, because there's less variance in a 2-game slate than in a 10-game slate, where if you're willing to put the research in with a bigger player pool, rookies tend to make more mistakes than somebody who's seasoned at this. So, spend some of your budget towards the Sunday game slate and avoid like the gimmicky slates, like the showdown slates, which is just one game, which you need even more luck to go your way, and you need like a Von Jefferson touchdown or somebody who's kind of, a one-off player that needs to get lucky one time. But attacking tomorrow's slate, do some single entries. Look, enter one entry into the Millionaire Maker and hope for the best, but split up the rest. Single entry contest and some 50-50s and double ups where half of the field double their money or come close to doubling their money. And you want to stay in the game, just like sports betting. You're not living for today. You're living for tomorrow. So there's going to be a slate tomorrow, the next day afterwards. You want to manage your bankroll based upon that. And certain days where I feel so great about my lineup, I'll have my worst days, and certain days where I'm not feeling so great about my lineup, I'm having my best days. So it's really hard to gauge when your research is right, your gut is right, and the players go out there and perform as you hope they do. So don't go crazy. So I'm feeling so great about this contest today, I'm going to enter $1,000 and then go ahead and put $100 tomorrow, because you never really know. Sometimes I even feel myself like the more time I have, sometimes I tinker too much and play around and second guess myself. And sometimes just like a half an hour or an hour might be my sweet spot as far as research time goes.
Mm-hmm.
If you're playing every day, if you're not playing every day, you're going to need more than a half an hour. But if you're playing every day, sometimes just enough information is the right amount of information. And sometimes if you dig too deep, you start second guessing yourself and you make your own mistakes.
Now, I'll tell you, everybody, go to windailysports.com. I want to remind everybody they provide articles. They have podcasts, projections. They have analytic models. They have projection models. They have everything you can do to grow as a daily fantasy sports bettor, or as just as going to the sports book and gambling on games yourself. They have everything from professional handicappers to, daily fantasy, pro people, everybody in the world. I mean, you got so many champions. How did you, by the way, set this up? How did you reach out to all these people? Did you just follow them on the board once it started to grow? I mean, because right now I feel like this is the sweet spot, because this thing is really taking off.
Yeah, we actually eclipsed our one of our big goals this year, which was get 10,000 members into our community. So we actually just did that today. That's pretty funny that it happened to happen today. But yeah, as far as the industry goes, I've been in it for a long time. So I've met people at these live events. Like I've been to the Playboy Mansion. I've been to,
Ooh.
a couple different places due to fantasy. And I met people within the industry. So, you become friends with certain people, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's discussing lineups and kind of helping each other out. And then you notice, like you said, on leaderboards, you keep on seeing the same people win.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll reach out to people. And one thing I do, I ask them, right off the bat, says, what are you doing this for? You really have a passion about this and a passion to help people. And those are the people. I'm not only going out there and getting the best of the best. I'm getting people who really want to help others. And we have this chat. It's called an expert chat. We use an app to do it. And the way I explain it to people, I don't know if you're into investing into the stock market or anything else like that, but it's like you're gaining access to the Warren Buffett of daily fantasy.
Ooh, I like that.
For like $20 a month. Like when I tell you I speak to people in our chat more than I speak to my own wife, I'm not lying to you when I tell you that. It's going on 24/7, 365. People in Cali, people in Canada, people down south, all across the map. We're talking every sport all day, every day, and really coaching people to figure out how we're researching, how we're making different lineups for our 50-50s and different lineups for our tournaments. So the balance, the education, and just the camaraderie of everybody helping each other out. Like already in the past couple of months, like people who signed up who were losing elsewhere and really struggling. A guy just won $4,000 on the Thursday Showdown slate. Some other guy earlier, like about a month ago, won $37,000 just off like $100 investment. I'm not saying that's happening every day, but we really, taught people the mindset of how to regain your confidence, and your focus, and your strategy, and constantly change your process and refine your process to get better every day. That's kind of like our mindset that we want to turn everybody's love of sports into a profit center. And it really takes time. It takes effort. And you got to stay positive through it all because just as much as I know, like gambling humbles you really quick.
Yes,
and
it
there's
does.
It's a lot of losses in between the wins. And it teaches you how to deal with life, man. I've dealt with more losses than most people my age have. And it makes you tougher. It makes you stronger. You just got to remember there's going to be good days, and the good days need to outweigh the bad days. And one really good day can cover up 100 bad days. Like in the sports betting world, if you hit a crazy parlay for $10,000 or in DFS, you win a $100,000 contest or a $25,000 contest, it can make up for a couple of bad weeks. And so far this NFL season, I've been blessed. On week 1, I won $25,000. And then like 3 or 4 weeks after that, I think week 4 or week 5, I won $15,000. And then these last 2-3 weeks, I've been hit by the injury bug. But, you got to take the long game and understand you're going to have ups and downs, and you got to deal with defeat, and you can't let the emotions of gambling get the best of you, and have that discipline to really, stick with it and understand there's going to be ups and downs.
That's what I tell people all the time. You can't get emotional with this. You can't chase losses. You got to just be basically almost like how you brought up Warren Buffett. If you don't know Warren Buffett or Jamie Dimon, everybody knows Gordon Gekko. You got to be like Gordon Gekko, cold-blooded as can be, and you just got to go about your day. Change your game, change your life. Check out my man. Jason is no joke. Mezrahi, WinDailySports.com. Before I let you go, I've been checking out your projection models. I want to ask you, do you use it more to find the guys that you definitely have to have in your lineup, or do you use it for your sleepers?
I think the value is, at the end of the day, especially like on a 2-game slate, it's there for you. But like when you're playing like a 10, 11 game slate, and it's tough to, go through, I have a 2-year-old daughter. I got a lot of stuff on my plate. So the projection model saves you time to say, wow, okay, the projection model, the numbers, the systems, and we have a human behind our projection models that really goes over those one-on-one cornerback wide receiver matchups and defensive matchups. So he does a lot of the work for us, so like I'll use it to narrow the player pool down. So instead of looking at, 150 players, you're now looking at the top values, the top projected
I see
players.
exactly what you're saying.
And you're narrowing the player pool down now to like 35, 40 people. And then, you want to also, what I've learned, and it's a tough thing I got to learn over and over and over again, you want to either win with your picks or lose with your picks at the end of the day. Like, if you just go strictly on, what a cheat sheet or a projection model, put out there for you, even though it's going to be right more than it's wrong, it's better to win based on your picks, and you're the one clicking those last buttons or putting that bet slip in. So you got to believe in your own picks. So I use it to narrow the player pool, make sure I'm not missing anything in my own research, cut down my time of research because we're all busy with our regular lives. Still something that I do on top of everything else. So, it narrows down the time of research and makes sure I don't miss anything. And the numbers say a different story. Sometimes, I might be biased. Like, I'm not playing any Jets. Like, I don't believe in the Jets. And, they always get me in trouble sometimes. Or, I'm a big fan of Derrick Henry. I just think he can just run through anybody. It doesn't matter what the defense says. And I lost a bunch of money, to be honest, against the Colts the other day. I thought that line was so fishy and moved from one side to the other. I'm like, no, it's still the Titans. I don't believe in Phillip Rivers. And then, boom, the Colts block a kick, bad kick, miss a field goal, and then they win by 10, 14 points. So, you got to trust the numbers sometimes. You got to trust the line movement. You got to trust Vegas. You got to trust the projection models. So a lot of these things are just extra tools to cut down on the time, provide a little bit more information. Like you said, Jamie Dimon, Warren Buffett, they get as much information as possible, and then they use their own gut and their instinct and their natural ability to make those last final decisions to decide if they should put their money behind one play or one stock or one team or another.
Man, Jason, I'll tell you one thing. Everybody needs to, if you want to learn about how he did this, my man's been a professional DFS player for 8 years. He's now a best-selling author. He started the Win Daily brand. Go to windailysports.com. If you want to learn how to, basically manage your money. Also, I love how you put in the book, there's so many things. Take the free money that they offer you, put the best lineups, make sure you practice patience. If you want to learn all these things, get his book or just go to windailysports.com. Tell them where they can find you on the IG and Twitter.
On IG, it's Win Daily. On Twitter, it's Win Daily Sports. And like Johnny said, we have a Black Friday special going on right now for 50% off. We also have a free offer if you just want to hop in our chat for a week. Just go to windailysports.com/chat. We're really trying to help. I'm not really trying to make $20 off people or $30. I want to help as many people, because losing sucks, man. Like I've been there before, so I want to help as many people win. And like I said, we talk stocks in our chat. We talk everything to do with making money, sports, and it's a fun club.
It's a community.
There's young guys in there. There's old guys in there. There's women in there. There's every Canadians in there. People from down everywhere. We're just talking sports all day long. So for just that alone, just to be involved, especially nowadays with COVID, like I haven't seen my best friends in quite some time in New York. I spend more time talking to people. Like I would pay to talk to all these guys and girls talking about sports all day long. So the atmosphere, the community is something that really holds its weight in gold because we're doing fun stuff. We're hopping on Zoom calls with each other, drinking, have a good time. So it's a camaraderie. It's a community. And when other people win, it's contagious. It really is. Like this mindset that we have, this Win Daily mindset, it's more than just sports and more than just betting. It's just this mindset of being positive and trying your best and having a small victory every day, whether it's you learn something new about the way you bet or the way you play fantasy or just we're talking stocks, we're talking anything that can help people. So there's really a community sense to it all, and we're here to help.
Man, Jason, you're the best. I love that. If you love sports, their goal is to turn your love of sports into a profit center. Jason Mezrahi, we'll have to do this again, my friend.
Anytime, man. Let's talk soon and have a great Thanksgiving. Be safe and happy holidays, man.
Thank you. That's my friend Jason Mezrahi. And by the way, it is the real deal Holyfield. Go check it out. It is windailysports.com. I love it. I got the book. I check him out. He's the real deal Holyfield. 10 world championship appearances. No joke. Win Daily Sports. Speaking of no joke, Tito's Vodka. Why is Tito's the best? Well, it's one of the top 10, period, on planet Earth. Top 10 sipping vodkas in the world. You can go to Russia. You can go to France. You can go anywhere you want to, or you can just go down to Austin, Texas. That's right. It's stilled right here in the good old US of A. Tito's Vodka, handmade vodka for you. Handmade vodka for me. All you have to do is go to the liquor store and pick up a handle today. It's one of the best vodkas in the world, but it also doesn't dent your pocket. And it is distilled right here in US of A, in Austin, Texas. Grab you a bottle of Tito's today. We'll be back in 2 Shakes, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
Memphis Tiger fans, catch the Blue and Gray Show with John Stacy and Drew Barrett, Sunday nights from 5 till 7, right here on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
In today's world, a lot is going on, but one thing is always true. You need to take care of yourself. The skin clinics can help. Age, diet, genetics, and current events can conspire to make you look and feel much older than you are. It doesn't have to be that way. Call the skin clinics and let their expertly trained nurses, estheticians, and staff choose the treatment that best suits you and your pocket. There's so much you can do. Consider skin resurfacing and rejuvenation, lash extensions and specialty brows, injectables, medical grade chemical peels, laser hair reduction, waxing, facials, makeup applications, and even services just for men. The Skin Clinics has it all in a caring, safe environment, always observing current social distancing guidelines. Go to theskinclinic.com to find out more and call today for your appointment at 901-345-SKIN. That's 901-345-SKIN. Taking care of yourself is good for you and your loved ones. Come to the Skin Clinics, 1300 Wolf Park Drive in Germantown.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Spend the holidays at home this year with a little help from Family Leisure. Family Leisure has so many spas in stock and hundreds more on order. Now's your time to really save big. Huge savings on pool tables, game tables, arcades, massage chairs, and a whole lot more. Buy a pool now and save the 2021 price increase. Plus, you'll get early installation scheduling. The Holidays at Home sale happening now at Family Leisure, Whidden Road at I-40, where family and fun come together for the holidays.
At First Bank Mortgage, their core purpose is to help you get to a better place. That better place may be a lower monthly payment, that vacation you thought was impossible, or getting into a home with a fenced backyard where your kids can play. To get into your better place, First Bank Mortgage makes decisions right here at home. Dedicated to helping you get to your better place, First Bank Mortgage. Call Daniel Mooney at 901-462-0145 today. NMLS 741022. Equal housing lender.
A good friend of mine told me about this awesome place for lunch.
Oh, yeah? What's the name?
Neil's Grill and Bar, where the fat man rocks. Everybody knows Neil.
Where's it located?
It's located in Yorkshire Square off of Quince.
And what's it like?
The best lunch place in Memphis. You know, like real mashed potatoes and gravy. Everything is made from scratch. Monday through Friday, daily lunch specials like Monday baked chicken, Tuesday chicken fried steak, yum, fried chicken livers every Wednesday, Friday Salisbury steak, barbecue chicken, or if you just want a vegetable plate, the best veggies in town.
What about the lunch price?
Meat and 2 veggies, $7.95. Meat and 3 veggies, $9.99. And veggie plate, $8.95. Big fat boy portions, man.
Man, you're making me hungry.
Come hear the best live local music at Neil's. Mondays karaoke, Tuesdays Debbie Jameson, Wednesdays Elmo and the Shades, Thursdays Eddie Smith, and the best Memphis music all weekend at Neil's Bar and Grill,
where the fat man rocks.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Yeah. Welcome back into a little Sports 56 happy hour. It's your buddy Johnny Radio. Y'all know Gabe Kuhn at G_Kuhn71. You know me at Johnny_Radio. Follow the show. Sports 56 on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and of course the IG. I'm chilling in the Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. We are about to go to Hardenwood, where it just feels so dead gum good. But I want to remind you one thing. Everybody and their grandmother, while you're thinking about turkey and side dishes and all that good stuff, don't forget, when you got all your fill of turkey, head on down to Central Barbecue. Oh, and when I say down, I'm always thinking of the one I go to because they got one downtown. Oh, they got the bad boy on Central, the original. Don't forget about my friends on Summer and the new one on Poplar. Central Barbecue, it's simply the best. Smoke is their sauce, but their sauce is so delicious. Their turnip greens, their wings, their sausage cheese plate, and don't forget their banana pudding. It is out of control. Central Barbecue, it's simply the best. It is the taste of Memphis. If you want to give it, go to eatcbq.com. You can ship it anywhere in the U.S. of A. Oh, that's right. If you need to close a deal, send them some barbecue. Just make sure it's from Central. Now it's time to go to Hardenwood.
This is Access Hardenwood.
Whoa.
Real quick before we get to the fun stuff.
Oh, wait.
I have to break in with a Tiger update. 7:19 left in the second half. St. Mary's has actually tightened the gap here, 60-48 Tigers. Boogie Ellis leading the way with 21. We now have another guy in double figures. That guy is Damian Ball with 10.
That was hilarious. I was confused for a second there. Did you just say that the game – wait. You couldn't give him the right score. They tightened it up that much?
60-48, yes.
Uh-oh. If they cut it to single digits, break in, period. You know what I'm saying? Just bust in and say, this thing's in danger. Speaking of danger. Danger! Nick Saban's not going to be at the Iron Bowl. This one is not a false positive. And again, it's so weird talking so much positive because I grew up, in the 90s. Wasn't a lot of talk about positive. Woo! But anyway, Nick Saban's positive with COVID. Again, not Freddie Mercury. COVID. The Rona, baby. Now, he's not going to make it to the Iron Bowl. Is this a big deal? I will tell you this very simply. Hell to the no. To the no.
But the Iron Bowl won't look the same without Nick Saban on that sideline. Let's get real.
Dude, let me tell you what's going to happen.
Let's get completely
Bo
real.
Nix is going to get slapped. Bo slapped. He's going to get Bo slapped. I like it. That's the new B-slap word. He's going to get Bo slapped. And then guess what happens? My man Mac Jones, is going to toss the ball all over the yard. Najee Harris is going to run down their throat. And they've beat everybody in the SEC basically by 30 points this year. Do you think that they're going to win by at least 4 touchdowns? Because guess what? I do. This year, the Tigers get smacked. I can't believe Steve Sarkisian, he's going to get drunk on touchdowns this week.
We know how rivalry games go. I think it'll be closer than that. But, I don't know if Auburn has much of a chance. But this time, I will say this. Nick Saban does have mild symptoms. So he even believes that he has it. Because last time when he got the positive test, he didn't believe it. So he went out of his way to take 3 other ones so he could still coach that weekend. This time, he actually has symptoms.
Yeah, Nick's got the COVID. By the way, speaking of Steve Sarkisian, he's going to get drunk on touchdowns. If it's time for you to grab you a bottle this weekend, don't forget Tito's Handmade Vodka. Head to the bar. Make sure you go. If life hands you lemons, make it a lemon drop. Just tell the bartender to make it with Tito's. I love Tito's. They still their vodka in a pot still method, which is a rare thing. They have the flavor, which is slightly sweet with a black pepper note. Balances everything out, whether you're drinking it neat or crafting a cocktails. Whatever you drink, make sure you make it Tito's Handmade Vodka. Speaking of things that are wonderful, Tim Tebow's back. He's going to play for the Mets. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. Their minor league team, when it comes back, will still have Tim Tebow. Can you believe that this was actually leading? This was ahead of Charlie Morton. This was ahead of Blake Snell news. Tim Tebow was at the very top of the MLB.com for like 2 hours today as the biggest news
People
in baseball.
love them some Tim Tebow. You
Dude,
know this.
I know this, man, but it's not like he's ever going to make it to the majors. What is he going to
How do you know? Why are you doubting this man?
Because he's like 33, right?
Yeah,
like,
he's not very good.
Like,
he strikes out a lot.
And he strikes out a whole lot. I'm freaked out about that. But you know what?
I guess people just really love mediocre quarterbacks.
I think they do. But I will tell you one thing. Speaking of mediocre, LeVar Ball. Woo, he's very mediocre. But we would say he lacks hubris. LeVar Ball said he could beat Michael Jordan in one-on-one for the last, ever since you've heard of LeVar Ball and the Ball brothers? Ever since he's come onto the scene, he said, man, I'll tell you one thing. I guarantee one-on-one, I will beat MJ.
One-on-one, never lost.
One-on-one, never lost. Guess what, big baller? Your son now plays in the NBA, and somebody says that Michael Jordan will let you play. He knows your son. You know him. This thing should be done, right? And now I want to see it. Come on, LeVar. Do you know what LeVar said on his little show? He said, man, we're too old now. The GOAT's over 50. I'm over 50. Our prime is past us by.
And he's getting soft now?
Dude,
Come on, man.
But hold on. But he did not. This is the humble LeVar Ball. He did say, though, he would come out of retirement, and he's sure MJ would too, if they split a $200 million purse. Dude, how much do you think of yourself? I wouldn't pay $4.99 to watch you two guys play.
I will say this, though. The one thing I do envy about LeVar Ball is his confidence. I mean, damn.
Dude, no kidding.
He thinks a one-on-one
You think he's ever walked by a mirror that he never stopped and looked in and said, damn, I look good.
One-on-one matchup between MJ and LeVar Ball. He thinks that can fetch $200 million.
$200 million.
How about it?
Oh, man. I just want to say, he did one thing good, though. He said for Thanksgiving, you know what he did? He sent a semi-truck worth of bottled water and Thanksgiving supplies to some communities that are struggling out there. So I will say, he has done some good things, but his lack of humility, I can't tell if I love it or hate it.
I would say you're jealous of it for sure. I mean,
the
confidence you have to admire, right? Like you have to admire that level.
I just want to know how's he still married. Because with that much confidence, I think I would walk into a different bar every night and be like, yo, baby, what's up? You, LeVar, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, how's he still married? You can't walk around with that much confidence. I can beat Michael Jordan and not think that you can walk into any bar and dunk that night. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I'm just shocked that he's still married. Now, speaking of things that are weird and giving out, LeVar Ball gave out things for Thanksgiving. Did you see what happened to John Wall? He gave out 1,000 meals, 150 $25 gift cards to help out the people in the D.C. area. But there was one video that kind of went viral. Did you see the old lady?
I did.
No matter if you want out of here, Sonny, I'm still going to support you. Well, heck yeah, he just gave you a $25 gift card and a thing of turkey and dressing. I'm going to support you too. But no, for real. John Wall, he's gone from Washington, right? He wants out. Did they get this done? The rumors are getting loud, yo.
I don't know. I have no idea. I would imagine they have a chance to get it done. They're going to get a nice little haul for him.
Get a nice little haul for him. Speaking of haul, remember when Marquez Valdez-Scantling couldn't haul in that ball to win the game?
Well, no, he hauled it in. He fumbled it.
Well, he fumbled it, yeah. He didn't hold it long enough. Just long enough to fumble it. Now, did you hear how absolute idiots out there are giving him death threats?
Yeah, I did hear about that.
Okay, I understand if you lost some money, you can get angry. But that's what you have. No, I wouldn't even joke about that one. Never mind. I was going to say that. Never mind. I'm not even going to say what I was going to say.
But also, my other question, how are they contacting him? Does he have his direct messages open? Close the things, buddy.
This is just all over the place. Like, I mean, people were talking about wanting to kill him, DNN him, and all this stuff. But do you know who's now ticked off? Aaron Rodgers, bro. The guy who broke GoDaddy Girl's heart. What's her real name?
Danica Patrick.
Danica Patrick. He broke Danica Patrick's heart. Now he's talking about breaking people's skulls. Aaron Rodgers is becoming a straight-up nasty boy. You know what he says? He used the F word, and I'm not saying friends either. Like, what's that? Who's in Friends? That good-looking woman? Anyway.
Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
Good job. But I'm not saying that one. He said, I want nobody's trying to do anything to F up our season. And then goes on to basically say about how you're a thumbnail warrior and it's just a damn game. Like, Aaron Rodgers went on blast. Have you ever seen Aaron Rodgers drop an F-bomb?
We talked about this. He is a lot more loud this year.
Ever since he got made fun of when he was drinking that beer with Danica.
Well, no, I think it's ever since Matt
LaFleur
got there. Since Matt LaFleur got there. Since they drafted Jordan Love, he's been outspoken.
I think it was after he got
embarrassed.
When he got embarrassed because he couldn't chug a beer.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, the guy who I get all my answers from, I Need Answers. Did you know that he holds the Guinness Book of World Record for the fastest beer? What is it called? Like when you shotgun. Fastest shotgun of a beer. By the way, there's one other answer.
How fast is that? You have
dude does it in like 3 seconds. I can't remember.
That's slow.
Man, it's really fast. Dude, it's so fast. He's got the Guinness Book of World Records, okay? But he asked me one other good one, or at least I saw this and I loved it. So, why do people say life is short when it's the longest thing you'll ever do? Pretty heavy right there, isn't it? Oh, I know. I'm an idiot.
Do you have another one? Or is that
I got a bunch of
them.
Are you kidding me? Technically, you're not stuck in traffic. You are traffic. Yeah, bro. Don't ever sit there and say you're stuck in traffic. And this is kind of morbid, but when you celebrate your birthday, are you celebrating one more or one less?
Whew. I think one more, right?
I don't know, man. Because now that at my age, I'm starting to think about one less. And then
glass half full or glass half empty. That's the debate.
I've always been a half full guy, but I'm getting on the empty. Now, the other one I was going to ask you, if someone's born deaf, what language do they think in? Like, that one's really messing me up. And who's going to smell water? You're never going to smell water because if you do, it burns so bad your brain's fried. You ever, snorted water by accident? Not Michael Irving style. I'm talking about, nobody's laying out lines of water. I'm just saying, when you jump in a pool. Anyway, those are some great things. I love this guy. We got to come back. The games are canceled. We got to pick the winners. I had my friend Jason come on here from WinDailySports.com. Don't forget, you still got some time to hit me up if you have any questions. But Gabe Kuhn has one more answer for us. Are the Tigers still winning?
They are.
They are still winning.
65-52.
Woo, 65-52, still up by double digits.
3:59 left in the game.
Tigers look like they're going to get that W, but I won't tell you anything until it's in the books. Hopefully, we'll get it on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
You have opinions?
I think they got a lot of athletic ability.
We want to hear them.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you.
Call us on the First Bank phone line at 360-8255 or text us on the First Bank text line at 67129.
Mount Moriah Auto Sales. What sets them apart? Great selection, quality, high-end to low-end cars, and low mileage. Mount Moriah Auto Sales is under new management. Ask for Emmett or Steven. Check out their great selection of cars or trucks. Choose from Dodges, Jeeps, Fords, GMCs, Infinitis, Porsches, Range Rovers, Lexus, Mercedes, BMWs, even Bentleys. Mount Moriah Auto Sales also has a great service department with 12 bays for everything from oil changes to alignment to new tires. Go to MountMoriahAutoSales.com. Pick out your like new car or truck today. Mount Moriah Auto Sales, right on the corner and right on the price.
Bartlett Small Engine has been serving quality power equipment since 1970. They have a full line of power equipment, parts, and services for most makes and models. Bartlett Small Engines has the best brands in the power tool industry: Honda mowers, trimmers, and generators, Steel blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws, Echo trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws, plus quality products from Red Mat and Shindawa. And they're all American made. Bartlett Small Engine is your can-do store. 6780 Summer Avenue. Call 901-386-9779.
Hi, I'm Tito Beveridge, founder and master distiller at Tito's Handmade Vodka. In 1997, I started the first micro distillery in the state of Texas with my dog, Dog Joe, at my side. We're still working with dogs out at the distillery after all these years. Learn more about how dogs are a part of life here at Tito's Handmade Vodka at vodkafordogpeople.com. Tito's Handmade Vodka is made from corn and naturally gluten-free. Cheers. 80 proof Tito's Handmade Vodka, distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. Tito'sVodka.com.
Water damage to your home or business can be an absolute nightmare. And the faster you remove the standing water, the faster you can prevent secondary damage. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services specializes in water extraction. They have been a trusted name in the Mid-South for over 20 years. They are a Memphis-based company ready to serve your needs with their 24-hour emergency response. They are always on call and will respond within an hour. They work with most insurance companies and are the official restoration contractor of the Memphis Tigers home team. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services services can't prevent disasters in your home and at your business, but their water damage team will certainly respond quickly to minimize and restore the damage. Call 901-452-0390. That's 901-452-0390 or online at landmarkco.org.
The Black Friday sales event is on at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on Covington Pike, and we're going to blow you away with what you save. 2020 Jeep Renegade Latitude 4-wheel drive IAHS top safety pick. We Gossett at $20,736 or $259 a month. Or power up your game in a 2020 Dodge Charger, $24,320 or $299 a month. And get rammed up in a 2020 Ram 1500 Tradesman Crew Cab 4x2, $29,656 or $396 a month. And 2020 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x2, $29,878 or $398 a month. Drive past the rest. Come to the best. Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat 1901 Covington Pike. Online, GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All must finance through Chrysler, 3,500 cash down, 75 months at 4.11 APR. Renegade, LPM 02132, MSRP 26,580. Charger, LH 167,053, MSRP 31,490. Tradesman, LG 293,29, MSRP 37,855. Cherokee, LC 403,192, MSRP 35,495. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/30/2020 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Make your next grill your last grill with the Big Green Egg. You can smoke, bake, roast, sear, or grill. It's amazing. Ceramic will not rust, but will provide the best radiant heat, keeping your food crisp on the outside and juicy on the inside. Just ask Big Green Egg users how great the food is. And it comes with a lifetime guarantee. Make your next grill your last grill by purchasing a Big Green Egg at any of the following stores: Cordova Ace Hardware, Hamilton's Fireplace and Grills, Garden Spas and Pool, Germantown Hardware, and East Memphis Ace Hardware.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
That's what I'm talking about, Gabe. Now you're getting it back. That's what I like. Welcome back into Sports 56 Happy Hour. Last segment of the day. Then I'm going to pass this bad boy off to Wolo and Stats. Sports Time's going to drive you home. Turkey Day will be here. But I got a question, because what do vegans eat on Turkey Day? That's not my question, but I was thinking about that during the break. And you know what it led me to, Gabe? I need another answer. If two vegans get in a fight, is it still called beef? I'm such an idiot, I know. But guess what? It's the day before Thanksgiving. The Rona's gone crazy. I hope you get to enjoy some turkey and some pumpkin pie. Now, we got some football games, but the Rona has already struck again. Baltimore, out. Pittsburgh, not playing. No night game Sunday. No night game on Thursday. On Thanksgiving, the game has been moved to Sunday. The time will be announced. But we do have the Texans and the Lions. The Lions are getting 3 points against the Texans at home. But yes, the Lions just got the brains beat off by them by P.J. Walker. So, Mr. Gabe Kuhn, just a quick thing. Deshaun Watson's definitely the best quarterback. Matt Stafford's not all that bad, but the Lions are pretty pitiful. But so are the Texans. In two bad games, in two bad teams, who are you going to take? Are you going to lay the points, or are you going to take the points?
Why are you asking me this game?
Because
this is something we did not have this conversation.
Oh no! I just wanted
which way are you going? You don't know. That's why you're asking me.
See, this is the one thing that I'm going to always say right here. This is why I have somebody like Jason on, because Jason will tell you that you got to pick and choose. You got to pick and choose your battles. The Texans and Lions might not be a battle you want to choose, just like the Washington and the Cowboys game. Talk about, dude, we get to watch Andy Dalton and Alex Smith. Did we just go back in time? That's like dude, when I turn that game on and they say Alex Smith and Andy Dalton, we're going to be like, dude, we just went back in time 5 years. How'd that happen? Time machine. Bro, it's weird. I don't like it. But I need to know right now. St. Mary's, they're playing Memphis. My man Boogie, Boogie scored 20 in the first half, but I think he's only got 4 in the second half. How are the Tigers doing? Are they holding on?
They are holding on, up by 13, 69-56, 2:23 left in the second half.
69-56. Good place to to get the answer. Now, who's been the best players? It's still Boogie, or who's taken over in the second half? Because I haven't seen anything. Drew Barrett's over there. Why don't you tell Gabe so I can actually know? And before we do that, I got to say thank you to a lot of people for one thing. I got to say thank you to Bill, 901-406-1101. I'm very thankful to have Bill at I Buy Houses. He's been a sponsor since this show's been created, and it's not without you or without him and all my wonderful sponsors. If you need to sell your house, any area, as is, as simple as that, 901-406-1101, 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Bing, bang, boom. I just sold your house. Now, the one thing that I did not mention, because we were talking about the Ravens-Steelers getting canceled. We've been talking about why we're going to have a very different Thanksgiving. There is actually sad news for the Rona, but I'm not going to leave us on sad news, so I'm going to get it now. Alexi Lawless came out and was talking on his show, and he let the whole world know that my man has passed away, Diego Maradona. Now, he's a superstar soccer player. How old? 60 years old?
60 years old.
60? And didn't he have brain surgery or something? Because, that was something he said, and this is what I don't understand. Did he die of COVID or brain surgery? That's what I don't understand from Lexi Lawless's tweet. Do you know? Because the first thing that I saw when I looked on the internet was coronavirus, but then it saes that he just got out of a brain surgery a week ago.
Well, it actually says he has died of a heart attack.
Oh, okay. Well, see, dude, so depends on which website you go these days, which story you're going to get. Very interesting. That's not very good, by the way. That's dangerous. Kind of need to get it right. By the way, at least I hate to say this, but at least they didn't go Dallas Cowboys. And by the way, does that help the Washington Redskins in any way that they canceled practice all day that day?
Sure it does. I don't know how much, but sure it does. Two bad teams. You miss a day of practice, I'm sure that would affect you.
Now, the last topic of the day, I'm going to ask you, do you know what the match is?
We got Phil and Charles Barkley versus Peyton and
Steph Curry. Now, this is something you can actually bet on. I've looked this up. I want to tell you a little secret. Did you know that right now you can bet 100 to win 120 to take Mickelson and Charles Barkley? They are a slight underdog to Steph Curry and Peyton Manning. Now, we watched Peyton Manning play when they did the whole Brady versus Manning, Phil and Tiger thing, because it was Tiger and Peyton, and they did Phil versus Brady. This one's going to be a little different. Everybody knows Phil Mickelson's a pro. Charles Barkley's the worst golfer you've ever seen. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so you got the best and the worst. Now, Steph Curry looks like he's a pro golfer almost. I mean, he's a scratch golfer. Not like he could play on tour, but he can go out there to any little tourney and beat the brakes off these people. Peyton Manning's not that bad. But here's the difference. This is why the format, I think you should just, I was thinking when I first saw this, I'm going to put $1,000 on Steph Curry and Peyton Manning. Charles Barkley is going to be awful. It's not just an alternate shot. Did you see the rules? Okay, so it's alternate shot for Steph Curry and Peyton Manning. One tee shot off the tee box, then the next person hits the ball in the fairway, then the person who hits the ball on the green.
Is it best ball, though, or no?
No, it's just one.
You pick who drives.
It's alternate shot, and it means just once you start, it rotates all the way through. It's alternate shot. But Barkley and Phil have a different way to do it. Here's how they're going to do it. They are going to both hit a tee shot. Then Charles Barkley has to hit Phil Mickelson's tee shot. So Phil Mickelson will drive it 300 yards. Charles Barkley will be hitting from the middle of the fairway. Charles Barkley will hit it in the lake, and Phil will be hitting from a drop zone for the second shot. And they're going to use the best ball after the drive. So do you understand the format? I mean, I think once it gets started, you'll get it. But that's why you can't just throw all your money on Steph. And, of course, Peyton, because there's a little bit of thinking in there.
They're evening the playing field.
They're trying to even it. But there was some weird ones I want to ask you. Charles Barkley, what do you think his odds are to get a hole-in-one?
Oh, my gosh. Plus 50,000.
Close. Plus 10,000.
Okay.
That's not bad, though. I mean, 10,000, that's a lot. Now, listen to this. If Chuck has the longest drive on any hole, 200 to 1. Chuck gets caught cursing on camera, you have to bet 200 to win 100. And for Chuck to hit the ball in the water, you have to bet 300 to win 100. And then last but not least, if he swings and misses the ball completely, believe it or not, was the best, I like the weirdest odds. That's 4-1. You had to risk $400, so he's definitely going to miss a ball, they're saying. Oh, it's wild. Coming up next, Wolo and Stats. Have a happy Thanksgiving. For Gabe, I'm John. Get out there. Make the world a better place. I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.